Hi Kumar, good evening. How are you? It's been a long day. Just came back home. We had some MBA students came to our office today. They were trying for some internship in a company. Some people were doing MBA logistics. They came from PhD, from NGP and all such colleges. They are doing this internship as part of their curriculum. So guys, they came out to our office and they just wanted to have some opportunities to do some internship, 3 months, 6 months, a short-term course in a company. So basically, they just want to get exposed in all kind of departments, what we are doing. So they want to get practically trained in some companies like us, and we are basically a logistics company. So it's called Integrated Courier and Logistics. We are an all India company. We're based in Hyderabad. So we offered a few students internship. So basically, it is a 3 months internship program where they'll be exposed to all kind of activities. What we are basically as a logistics company, we have departments like sales, operations, customer service, billing, and software development and all that. So basically, the students, they are very raw from the college. They just, go through the MBA program, have a theoretical knowledge and exposure about the logistics industry, and they just, are trained practically in our company. So basically, they are exposed to all kind of practical elements of the business, how we go about sales, how we identify customers, what kind of efforts we put on sales. So it is quite different for them, what they learned in their colleges and academics is totally different when you put on to practical sales activity. So basically, I myself a business management graduate way back in 1992. What we studied then, the situation has totally changed. Like 2-3 decades, the sales activity is totally transformed. So it is a different environment altogether now. The scope of sales has changed a lot. There's a lot of advancement in sales techniques, and digital marketing has come into place. So how we reach out to your target audience, how we identify your space, it's totally, there is a lot of improvements coming in. So these students, when they have a practical knowledge, they're exposed to sales activity. So we train them on how we go about identifying a target. They say basically we are an international logistics company. So obviously our target customers are exporters who are having international logistic requirements. So we have in Coimbatore, we have a lot of automobile companies, we have textiles, we have industries, we have aluminum component manufacturers, we have electrical component manufacturers, we have household good manufacturers. There is a lot of change now. E-com business have taken up well. So we have a lot of e-com companies coming in. A lot of startups have come up, and quite many of your customers are small entrepreneurs. They've just started up, and they're doing amazing job exporting a lot of e-com articles. So there is a ocean of difference. Like we have customers who are exporting sweets and savories. We have customers exporting gift items. We have customer exporting T-shirts. All these are custom made. So e-com is now becoming very big business now. So they don't need large-scale enterprises doing all these things. Some of our customers are just operating from their residences. So we have a customer in Coimbatore. They are just working out 10 by 20 office. So they are doing amazing work. They are outsourcing their components. They are exporting in their own name. They do countries like US, UK, Canada, and there is a lot of Indian communities there. So people who are used to all these items. Like we have one customer who is exporting our native sweets. Company itself is called Native Special. So they do export natural food items. Say they like source food items from all various places from Tamil Nadu. Say like they source Tirunelveli Alva, Manapara Murukku. People have particular geography, taste. So Indian community is there. Say for example in US, even my sister lives there. They don't get sweets like our traditional sweets what we get here. They don't get in US. So this company has catered to that kind of communities. They are exporting well. We have one more company who are exporting natural sweets and savories from Coimbatore. There is wide kind of products. Like in Tirupur, it is a very big garment industry. We have a lot of customers exporting there, and we have in Karur exporting our home furnishings. So there is a lot of exporting base in our territory, and Tamil Nadu is one of a very big contributor to Indian exports. So people now in MBA they are now pretty interested to get to know all these things, what kind of industry they are going to work along after their studies. So we just give them kind of feeling what is the current trends in industries in Coimbatore and surrounding areas. So they are having a wide exposure in all these areas. And what I see particularly with the student mentality, they are not having enough practical exposure to companies like logistics or manufacturing. So I suggest students come here, let them get trained in practically in all these industries, what they are interested in. Say we have pump manufacturers. It's a very good exposure for them. We have companies like Precol, we have companies like LG, we have companies like Roots Multiclaim. They are offering a very long-term internship for students. Particularly, they are developing young talents, and they are also offering employment for all these students once they finish their internship. There are beautiful skills that we are acquiring. So students have wide scope when they finish an internship in the right company, in the right spirit. So they get to know a lot of things and they learn a lot of things. They are young, dynamic, and we give them an opportunity, to explore themselves, putting in test their academic knowledge, to practically implement what they've learned on all these years in MBAs and BBAs. So it's a long-term process. So I, as a management graduate, I see it is a wonderful opportunity for us to, train young people in Tamil Nadu, particularly in Coimbatore area. So give them the nice exposure. So they get trained even before hitting the job market. They train themselves. So what skills they need to have, practically to have an employment after their studies. So practically these students, some of them, they just do it for the sake of doing internship. That is not a very good positive side. They need to do with their full involvement. So so that they get to know what kind of talents the employers are looking for. That is the biggest aspect that the students have to learn during internship. It is not just a 3 months time pass they are doing. So they just need to know what is required out of them when they finish MBA and they go for a campus interview or when they apply for a job. So what kind of skills they need to have a nice employment opportunity in the market. So a guy doing MBA finance, so he need to know what his core area has to be. So he has to acquire that kind of knowledge, MBA finance aspects. So it is very important, employers who are looking for MBA finance candidates, they show keen interest in students who have wider knowledge on the financial aspect rather than other core areas like marketing or production or purchase or something like that. So students have to understand what is expected out of them when they apply for a job. So interviewers also employees basically they have a very short choices to choose from. Say in a group of 20 or 30 candidates in a particular college, So they have a limited choice of 30 people. They have a very big stress to get the biggest talent out of their interview. So they are looking for candidates who are just fitting their environment, their core subjects, their work culture. They look for activities like how the students have a communication or in a group interview. So a lot of behavioral aspects are also required. It is not only academic. So they need to expose themselves to all this kind in a practical environment so that they learn how practical employment will be even before they finish their studies. So we are having the students environment developed to an opportunity to develop such skills so that they are job ready when they are finishing their studies. So they'll be having a lot of campus interviews aligned on the last semester. So I see a lot of students are getting stressed out themselves. We were even at the time of finishing their academics, a lot of students are having a lot of stress because the job pressure is very high on them. They finished a professional degree, so they are expected to get a job right away after their studies. So at this point of time, I would advise all the students who are looking for a job to take up their internship very seriously, and whatever limited time they have in companies like ours or in any other multinational companies, what they get, please use the opportunities well. So expose yourself to all kind of activity, and your keen interest in any particular subject will be your added advantage. So develop your skills, train yourself in communications, because the student environment is totally different from the job environment. So you also have a limited choice of picking up jobs. So you will not have 50 companies lined up. You will hardly have 2-3 companies who will show interest in your candidates. So you need to make use of those opportunities. You need to present yourself in the best way that companies are looking for. So train up yourself, use this internship time to develop your skills, to implement your practical knowledge, and also to identify where you need to improve yourself. Students will be very strong in academics, but they will be very not so good in behavioral aspects. Some people will be very good in communication, but they will not. They will be lacking on understanding the practical requirement of the job market. So it is not only academics; it is your attitude, it is your communication, it is interpersonal skills, which are also very important in getting a job. So and also please understand what is your core strength and look for opportunities and look for companies who will give you such a chance to expose yourself and work to your fullest, so that you give your best results, so that you improve yourself on the job. So you need to look at employments where you can improve your skills on the long term, and you should definitely have a long term expectation of your career. So what you want to become, say like another 2 years. So you need to have a time frame of your career split up. So what do you want to become in 2 years? What do you want to see yourself in 5 years? How do your career want to grow in another 10 years? What kind of professional you want to be? So all these things have to be in place right from you finish your academics. So it is not that you can do whatever things you want at a later time. You need to be very, very specific. You need to identify where you will fit in. So such a internal assessment of yourself, will help you find the best employment for you, for yourself to grow in the long term. So wish you all the best. I wish the student community very prospective long-term career, irrespective of whatever industry you want to choose. Be choosy, be specific about your career growth, and be specific about the job what you are comfortable with. So that is more important, right? Wish you all the best. God bless. Thanks.